Hello, my name is LaShanti Jackson. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to Five, Illinois, Region 1BC, covering Cook County South. Thank you for watching Region 1BC's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment virtual report. This recording session will provide an overview of findings from Birth to Five, Illinois, Region 1BC's needs assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you would like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on captions. If you want a language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings. Click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all aligning with existing Illinois State Board of Education regional offices of education boundaries, but operating independently. Birth to Five Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 1BC is South Cook County, Illinois. The region's northern border is the city of Chicago, and the southern border is Will County. The region spans as far as the town of Lamont, going west, and going east all the way to the Indiana state line. The region is made of 55 different suburbs, which include areas such as Harvey, Dalton, Riverdale, Olympia Fields, Tinley Park, Ford Heights, Alsop, Worth, and Justice, just to name a few. The region is mainly a suburban residential area. However, there are pockets of farmland and large manufacturers. Many of the towns in the region are known for fabulous festivals and amazing family nights. For example, Tinley Park has an annual Rib Fest, and Dalton has a monthly car show and dancing nights. In Region 1BC, community members always have a fun activity to attend. As we begin to take a look further at Region 1BC's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment, I would like the Region 1BC team to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Jaime Garibay. My pronouns are he, him, él, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Specialist.
Hello, my name is Leah Armour. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Regional Administrative Support. The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experiences in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to Five Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision making in Illinois. We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts a child's success. We will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to Five Illinois will use community driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure new and or expanded services are created to meet community needs.
Critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at the local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents or caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 1BC Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Marisa Covington, Aisha Esquivel, Simone Gedlin, Regina Harden, Tiara Harris McGee, Cheryl Howard, Brenda Lopez, LaDonna Reynolds, Kemi Robin. Thank you.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare professionals, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each Action Council reserved 2 seats for parents, caregivers, to ensure family voices were included in every decision. Action Council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency or organization to complement data from ICAM and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to our Region 1BC Action Council members: Letha Asbury, Gretchen Bailey, Adelicia Brienzo, Kelly Burke, Rochelle Galladay, Janice Jones, Janice Martin, Felicia McBride, and Michelle Zarita Sharp.
Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of the Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment. Region 1BC conducted 7 focus groups with over 40 participants and 14 interviews. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their Action and Family Council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share their report's findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights into the early childhood education and care landscape in our region. Region 1BC's largest racial population are white and black or African American, followed by a high percentage of Hispanics or Latinos. There is also a growing population of Middle Eastern families. The region is highly racially and economically segregated, with concentrated pockets of people from similar racial and economic backgrounds scattered throughout the communities. Part of the conversations with the council members were around priority populations defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 1BC, the priority populations include children and families living in poverty or deep poverty, children of teen parents, children with welfare involvement, children and families that face barriers based on culture, language, and region. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things to note about Region 1BC. According to the 2020 census, about 12,572 children, birth to 5, about 20% of the children, lived at or below 100% of the federal poverty levels, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. Those living at the highest rates of poverty, almost 90%, are concentrated on the eastern side of Harlem Avenue. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, and focus groups, and is included throughout our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Report.
Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, individuals, all with a shared vision and goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. Region 1BC's local early childhood collaboration is the Birth to Five Forum South, which was recently renamed the CARES Alliance of South Suburban Cook. The CARE Alliance was recently established in 2023 and received a Birth to Five implementation grant. The collaboration's goals are to establish coordinated intake so that families can be connected to available resources, provide developmental screenings for 300 children in the region, and to increase enrollment in ECE programs by 25%. Having a well developed collaboration has shown positive outcomes for children in the region.
Region 1BC is home to a variety of early childhood education and care or ECEC programs and providers. However, access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all the region's families. Limited early childhood education and care slots and long waiting lists in the region are significant barriers for families and caregivers. As one community member stated, access to quality childcare, education, and other much needed resources for families and children is vital to how communities thrive and continue building lasting relationships and foster trust within the communities and those they serve. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents or other family members to provide childcare for their children. Parents in the region have left jobs or turned down career advancements due to the lack of childcare and cited one of the biggest reasons for this is the cost of care. Programs such as the Child Care Assistance Program or CCAP provide a financial subsidy to families with limited financial resources or that are attending school. This subsidy provides access to low-cost childcare for families. Many times this is the only way families in the region can gain access to quality childcare and education. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to the delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which is lengthy and can be difficult to complete. The region has publicly funded preschool options available, programs such as Head Start, Early Head Start, Preschool for All Expansion, and Prevention Initiative. However, not all programs are full day, and most do not provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for the publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll their children. There are not enough spots for families to enroll their child in child care across all programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare. According to the 2020 census data, Region 1BC had 60,328 children, of which 44,919 children were potentially eligible for publicly funded programs, but there were only 9,903 slots available.
ECEC professionals have been called the workforce that supports the workforce. It includes center directors, administrators, teachers, teacher assistants, managers, family child care, home providers, social workers, early intervention specialists, and many more positions. Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in Region 1BC reiterated the urgent need for more affordable child care and preschool options. These ECEC options need to be staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who are committed to working in early childhood education long term. The ECEC workforce in Region 1BC is racially and ethnically diverse. Most of the region's licensed center directors and teaching staff self identify as Black or African American. There are a higher number of ECEC staff members who self identify as white on the western side of the region and predominantly white communities. Most of the ECEC workforce are monolingual, English speaking women who are African American or white. This can present a barrier to non English speaking families and the growing number of those who self identify as Arabic. There's a strong possibility that more Hispanic or Latinos are license exempt providers. However, data is unavailable to support that. Council members noted that towns such as Oak Lawn have more racial and ethnic diversity, with many ECEC teachers self identifying as Hispanic or Latino and white. The workforce teacher to student ratio is much higher for licensed family child care FCCC staff. ECEC providers reported not having the training to continue in the field, and turnover is very high. The COVID 19 pandemic left the ECEC workforce strained and depleted. 56% of ECEC professionals across Illinois did not return to the field after the height of the pandemic. This left the field, which was already historically short staffed, very fragile. Due to the shortage, many ECEC programs closed. Lowered capacity or required staff to work longer hours. There have been attempts to grow the ECEC workforce in Region 1BC. Arab American Family Service, which is located in the town of Worth, partnered with the Parent Mentor Program to increase workforce opportunities for Arabic speaking ECEC staff. StarNet is also providing professional learning and development to Preschool for All educators and staff, and both Eisenhower and Shepherd High Schools in District 218 are offering early childhood education ECE classes to students interested in the field. In addition to initiatives to grow the workforce, there are training programs and scholarships that can be accessed for ECEC staff to obtain degrees and other ECEC credentials. Gateways to Opportunity is the second largest ECEC professional development database in the nation. Professionals can take classes and training to gain higher credentials in the ECEC field.
A family member shared, I was on a waiting list for over 3 months for my daughter to go to daycare. After finally getting a space, I was told I had to wait even longer for CCAP approval, which I was ultimately denied for being slightly over income. I missed so much work and felt like I had no real options. This is a reality for many families and caregivers that they need to turn to family members or friends for their childcare needs. This means if they are not available to provide childcare, families or caregivers are unable to go to work. Others have been forced to patch together their child's care with some time covered by a friend, family member, and enrolled in a part-time childcare program.
Community and council members identified several strengths of the early childhood system in the region. Some of the strengths are parents and caregivers take ownership of their child's ECEC experience and want the best for their children. Workforce members are committed to the work with a very strong work ethic despite low wages. Community awareness is being built around the family and centered on developing strong family supports. High concentration of ECEC programs are in minoritized communities. Educational support for ECEC teachers and providers such as Gateways to Opportunity, the ECACE, scholarship, and other supports are available for career growth. Families have positive relationships with school staff. Communities are ready for potential new partnerships. Families love the neighborhoods they live in and feel a part of their community. Three of the key needs are affordable quality care with extended hours, stronger support for non-English speaking immigrant families, and dismantlement of silos and segregation within the ECEC programs region-wide. Based on community and council member conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in the region. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, funders, and many more so that they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations that we've developed. These are a few of the recommendations, however, more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Implementation of child care cost caps or relaxed income restrictions that will allow all children, regardless of the family's income, the ability to attend a high quality program. Program funding to support non-English speaking families. Funding will allow programs to bring in an interpreter or give stipend to parent educators with a multilinguistic background. Optimize community partnerships and community collaborations to develop a unified mechanism to connect families across the region with resources and ECEC programs. Establish community navigators that connect families and providers to programs and resources. This can provide support when applying for ECEC services. Provide affordable quality care with extended hours for families that may work non-traditional hours. Increased number of programs in ECEC deserts, especially those on our western side of the region. Along with recruitment for a racially diverse ECEC workforce with better pay and benefits and initiatives to support educational and career advancements.
This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care. And we want to talk to you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out council interest forms. Please go to www.birth to 5il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer and council meetings fully resuming in August.
We are proud to be a department of the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies and so grateful for the funding from the Illinois State Board of Education and the Illinois Department of Human Services. We want to thank all our community and state partners for the support, and we want to thank you so much for watching this today. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birth to 5il.com/region 1BC, joining our Facebook group, or reaching out to me via email at ajackson@birth to 5il.com. Links to our pages along with my email address are available in the description below. Again, thank you so much for your time, and we are looking forward to moving the needle and change in our region and looking forward to working with you soon. Thank you.